All right, so we're going to do a quick breakdown of this one, and then I'm going to dig into my lunch here during the first game. So we played this list a few times before. Just Mardu Knights. This has been the best, just like pure smork in the format. So like we played like the red-black oven decks that are like aggressively slanted, but they're not quite. They have a lot of, they're like big brain aggro decks. This is the best, just like play your things out on the board to attack aggro deck that I've played in the format. One thing that's kind of sweet about this build is normally playing the Weaselback Redcap, which is a little bit of innovation. The Mardu Knight decks at the Mythic Championship coming up this weekend we're sporting. And we have 16 one-drop creatures, which is sick. We're still playing 4 copies of Stormfist Crusader because this card is super good. And then this card, the Contender here, in addition to finding Knights, also finds auras and equipment. So we get to find Embercleave with that, which is excellent because Teamer Battle Rage ++ is busted. So let's dive on into a constructed league here and see if we can set a land speed lead record for smorking our way to a 5x. We lost that game and then won games 2 and 3, Fox. I hate planar cleansing, but I love this stream. Thanks for the 13 months, Oi. Someone asked about Circle of Loyalty. The fact that Circle of Loyalty can't be cast off of white mana from... The fact that Circle of Loyalty can't be cast off of white mana from tournament grounds makes it prohibitive to cost. To cast. Words, you know? Words, English. Oh, that's super wrong. I just dragged the wrong land into play. Definitely should have played Passage here. I am playing Arena through Wine currently. However, Arena is a buggy, laggy mess on every platform, not just because I'm playing it under Wine. If Arena was less of a buggy mess on Windows, I'd suck it up and install Windows, but it's a buggy mess everywhere. Yay, WotC software. I'm really glad this is a no justice stream. Makes my life a lot easier. You consider playing Midnight Reaper? So, this is a viewer submitted deck list. So I'm mostly just playing what they've submitted. I like that this card's super proactive. Is the appeal of it, I believe. Fabled Passage is great. We were playing Fabled Passage even in just 2-color Aristocrats. We put Once Upon a Time in this deck too. I don't think so. You know, I don't think I've tried DXVK with Arena. Maybe I should do that. I'm just using the stock Lutris configuration. I'm not sure if that uses DXVK or not. And also, like, the issues Arena has, like, they probably don't occur on every Wine system, just like they don't occur on every Windows system. So, on the draw for the second game, I think I want these Legions end. They showed me Dreadhorde Butcher, right? I think I'm trim Chance for Glory. And Embercleave, and actually, trimming Stormfist Crusader on the draw is probably fine. This card's good on the play in the aggro mirror. It seems poor on the draw. And for those that are trying to learn sideboarding theory, the reason why Stormfist Crusader is bad on the draw in a matchup like this is because my opponent's deck is likely to be able to leverage the card advantage from that card before I get a chance to. This hand kind of sucks because I don't have an untapped black on one, but I think it's keepable. So we'll fetch Swamp here, and then my turn 2 can be this plus this now, which this was a great draw. Then my turn 3 can be this plus this, which is great. It's a really elegant curve here. So, impromptu, C. Fisher, thanks for the Prime support. For those not familiar, if you're playing Arena on Linux or OS X using Wine, you want to bookmark this link here, and that has links to MSI installer files that always work under Wine. You have to reinstall with it. The updater doesn't work, but ever since they added these MSI installers, I've not had any issues getting it to work, which has been excellent. I've been able to have same day patches and stream without issues, which is fantastic. Mr. Salmonella, practicing for the MCQ with Golos. What do I do when they ban it on Monday? Yeah, I don't know, Mr. Salmonella. Like, I'm in the same boat as you, right? Like, I want to test for that tournament, but I can't test because they might ban something. For people that are non-techno people that you're wondering what we're talking about with Wine, we're not talking about the alcoholic beverage. So I'm streaming from a Linux computer right now. About Bodhi Linux. It's my preferred operating system of choice. So Wine is a piece of technology that allows you to run Windows applications on non-Windows operating systems like Linux and OS X. That is an Uncrustable. In peak 4-year-old fashion, Declan liked the first Uncrustable he had, so we bought a couple of boxes of them thinking they'd be easy things to hand to him. And then he has refused to eat any more of them. So they were starting to get freezer burn, so I put a bunch of them down here in my freezer so I could eat them. Wow, they didn't take Crusader. No respect. Yeah, they're not bad. They're not like great food, but they're fine. They're edible. I ate 2 of them for a lunch. It's not bad.
No one has seen my face and lived. A mind is a terrific thing to waste.
You like how I discarded the land there, just no respect, expecting to draw one? This is a skill game. We are doing great this morning, Maris. We had an awesome league, the one before this, with 4-color oven. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Crustables, but Crustables, if you're out there, please feed me. I think I just do this and smack them. I don't want to play out another creature into a sweeper. Do you have any percentage metrics on what OS your viewers use? I feel like there's generally more Linux chat in your talk than others. I think the overlap between people who use Linux and people that play Magic is probably relatively high. Believe it or not, people that are gravitated to those two things tend to be related. There really aren't cards in our sideboard for this matchup, huh? The lack of drill bits in here is a little disappointing. What is Rotting Regisaur for? What matchup is this, like for the Gruul matchup? We have like eight cards for the Gruul matchup. Clarion decks, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna click submit. It's not never the year of the Linux desktop. It's always the year of the Linux desktop. I realized my sub ran out because I just saw a commercial. Well, welcome back, Rexbox. The commercials are a good indication that your sub's up. Fires in the mirror. That makes sense. Those answers make sense. Can you improve this deck with History of Benalia? So, I actually would bet Historic Knights doesn't want History of Benalia, because I would bet that because History doesn't cast off of Tournament Grounds or Unclaimed Territory, you'd rather just be like a 1 and 2 drop aggro deck with good mana, rather than trying to play History of Benalia. They left in Davriel against my aggro deck. Okay, it's a choice. There is not a way to automate sending in Prime. And the reason why they do that is they don't want people just like setting their family members Prime and forgetting it. They want people that are Prime subbing to like actually be watching the content. So it makes sense. You have Murderous Ridered my 1/2. I guess this technically gives them an extra card out of me. It lets Davriel trigger again. They have a Disfigure? God, that's brutal. Woof. Not getting a card out of this really sucks.
I don't think you'll be needing that.
I'm a Linux admin and I'm forced to run Windows on my work computer. What a tilt. That was actually the best part about streaming instead of working in corporate America like I did before it is not having to use a Windows computer every day. Now I can lag without having to boot up Windows. God bless. Glad to help. All of your developers have MacBook now. I was doing like a BS like issue. I was doing issue and risk management and some automation work as my job in corporate America many years ago. I haven't worked a traditional job since my oldest was born. When Christy finished her maternity leave, I quit my job. Sell now, Blue Danube. Sell now. Sell. It's actually really sick. So Mythgard doesn't have an official Linux client, but the Linux Steam client actually has Wine built directly into it now. So I don't even have to futz with Wine to like make Mythgard work. It just like tells Steam to run it with Proton and it just like goes. It's truly wonderful. How does the mono removal deck close the game? Well, they have Murderous Rider and Bone Crusher Giant, so some of their removal kills me. Why is it called Mardu? All of the 3 color combinations in Magic have magic jargon for what they're called. Wow, what a beating. What a beating. Yikes. Narset stops us from drawing an extra card here. Brutal. So just like gave them a card. Sucks. They're gonna have a 4/4 now, which is not a great scene. I guess this lets Stormfist Crusader kill her because she has yikes. Yikes. I think we're dead. That's fine. We get the third game on the play, right? Hey, thanks for the 6 months, Blind Daughter. I appreciate that. Oh. They have a removal spell? Must have a removal spell, right? Yeah, if we don't draw Embercleave, I'm going to concede here. Go to game of the third. Try to use jargon for some deck names, but use color letters for others. Usually I use the letters for just 2 color combinations. I know you get a lot of this, but I had a conversation with my friend and I thought it was interesting. My buddy argued that field should go because it's almost a quarter of the metagame. And it's too many people playing it. I don't actually think standard needs changes, but I need an interest point. Your friend and you apparently don't understand that the metagame percentages on MTG Goldfish are intentionally skewed by Wizards of the Coast. This, I feel like I should have this, I should probably make a video just so I can link it. But for people that are new to Magic or coming from other games, all of the percentage metagame numbers on sites like MTG Goldfish, MTG Top 8, and everywhere else are completely made up nonsense. They'll give you a range, but they're not accurate. They're artificially diverse by Wizards of the Coast design. Another important thing to recognize is that unlike games like Hearthstone that give us a great wealth of data, we don't have complete information in Magic. So you're just looking at winners metagames, so you don't actually know whether or not how accurate those, you don't know what the win rate of those decks are. So something that we've talked about on stream regarding, the upcoming Mythic Championship data is that you don't just want to look at the MC data and be like, well, there's 40% Golos, so it's too good. What you actually want to look at is look at that data and say to yourself, what's the win rate of these decks? How are these decks performing? You want to go, okay, 40% of the field was Golos, but what was Golos' win rate against non-Golos decks? And if Golos' win rate against non-Golos decks wasn't that good, it's not actually too powerful, it's just widely represented because people didn't put forth effort to innovate. Please don't Ritual of Soot me. Ha-ha! Shi-shi-sha! The old 21 minutes and 2-0. God bless aggro. God bless aggro. Another thing to consider about this Mythic Championship is this Mythic Championship is less diverse, and I think I mulligan this. Hand kind of sucks. These cards suck. Don't have mana to cast them. Am I keeping this hoping to draw a white source? At least this has a curve, so if I draw a white source on 2, the hand's real good. The upside on this hand is high. Hand sucks keep, not hand sucks mulligan, exactly. Where can I read about how WotC makes the data artificially diverse? Look up the... God, it's years old at this point, or at least a year plus old. You need to look up when they announced how they were changing, so the data is made artificially diverse from how Wizards of the Coast posts MTGO League results. A majority of Magic data comes from MTGO League postings. So that's what they're using to make things artificially diverse. 2018, 2000, let's link that. Can a mod make that a command, please? Thank you, I appreciate you. Alright, so next turn, what am I doing? I think I want to take the Fervent Champion. And then next turn I can go this. That sounds great. There are Hoaglandia stickers. They're sticker. We have stickers and tokens of my little Juster icon. I have pins. So where is it? I had one sitting here on my desk I was just playing with. So I was paying for a storefront to like have a shopping cart for pins and stuff, but we weren't selling enough of them for it to be worthwhile. So if you're interested in purchasing Hoaglandia stickers, pins, or tokens, drop me a DM and we can set something up. I think I'm putting both of these over here because they're probably going to block this. I'm going to want to Embercleave it. Hopefully they're just like dead to Team Battle Rage. Twitch or Discord works for the DM. Whichever is easiest for you. Twitter also works. I don't remember the pricing on the pins. I think they were a couple bucks. So probably that plus shipping. And the tokens. The tokens are like 50 cents a piece. I don't think we're done the backswing. So this is 8-12 currently. And these dorks have first strike already built in. Say hello to my little friend. Bye, Felicia. Go. If you're not playing against another aggro deck, you basically always want to lead on Stormfist. Getting Stormfist down ASAP is a priority. They're just like dead to this Embercleave, right? This is my teamer Battle Rage has persist. Do you have any examples of the tokens? Yeah. I should put the pictures back up on the website. I had pictures. I should put the pictures up there and just say DM me if you want some. They were done by Inkling Customs. They're nice tokens. They have there's 3 different artworks, and they have my logos and stuff on the back. Oh, our opponent died, by the way. In case anyone was wondering, our opponent died there. All right, on the draw in the other aggro matchups, I think you want to cut these. Legion's End seems good. This is a Rotting Regisaur matchup. I feel like it might be a Rotting Regisaur matchup. At least a couple. I do not have Hoaglandia branded sleeves, no. Sleeves with prints on the back of them tend to be medium. Aren't they drowning in jump blockers? I've got 3 Teamer Battle Rage. Embercleave mops that up real quick. Get him out of here. I completely agree, Raiden. In fact, I've tweeted this at MTG Goldfish several times, and I don't think they appreciate me for it. I think MTG Goldfish and other websites that publish statistical data do a disservice to the Magic community by not being transparent about the fact that their data is not accurate. You are definitely far from alone in assuming that those numbers are meaningful and representative, because the way in which they're presented portrays them as such. In my opinion, MTG Goldfish and other stats producing Magic websites are lying by omission by not being transparent with how that data is presented and collected. They obviously don't have access to better data. So like the data being bad isn't their fault, but the fact that they present the data without all the information surrounding it, I think is their fault. It definitely is. Yeah, I know that he talks about it because he's honest, but the way it's presented on Goldfish, that there's not an asterisk next to those percentages, is dishonest in my opinion. It is a lie by omission. New players are trusting them for information, and they're presenting intentionally bad information as though it's not. I think we've died, chat. Yeah, they could have made us discard a land. It doesn't really matter. So, a majority of the data on sites like MTG Goldfish and other places comes from MTGO Constructed League data dumps. And MTGO Constructed League data dumps are made artificially diverse by Wizards of the Coast. And it is not apparent that is the case. Here's an article explaining how they artificially diversify the data on Wizards backend. I think I want Stormfist Crusaders on the play. What am I gonna cut though? Got a couple of Blacklance Paragons. I'll just trim 1 and 1. Nah, deck list diversity is great. That works. I appreciate it, Hyder. This hand's a little awkward because we can't play Knight of the Ebon Legion on 1, but like, turn 2 Crusader's great. Sign me up. And again, I just want to make it abundantly clear that I don't fault MTG Goldfish for not having better data, because better data doesn't exist. What I take issue with is how they present bad data as though it wasn't bad. That is a conscious decision on their part to not provide context to the information that they're providing, which in my opinion is a net negative to the community because it generates confusion, especially among newer players. You could argue our opponent is not happy with our current Legion. Wizards hides true data because if they provide reasonable and transparent data, it makes it very easy for third parties to see when things are not okay. All right, so here's a thought. My hand's actually so good right now and we're about to draw a bunch of cards. I'm gonna block here because if they want to spend their whole turn eating my knight, I'm okay with that. Because I really would prefer they didn't play Spawn of Mayhem this turn. So if I don't block, they like hit me for 1 and play Spawn, and that's bad for me. Let's take a peek. Do we play around Spawn? Look at that. Look at that. Nothing but net, chat. Nothing but net. Hey, Strexel, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hooglandia. Dr. Mr. Punny, thanks for ripping for the 2nd month. You think there is an oven deck with Arya somewhere? I don't think so. We played... I just think Chandra's too good. I don't think you can play Chandra, or... I don't think you can reasonably play... They drew a knight off the top. What a tilt. What a tilt. Oh! Oh, is that a good draw, chat? But still my heart. Never not dead to Teamer Battle Rage, chat. Never not dead to Teamer Battle Rage. One good draw deserves another. Whew. This Knights deck is sick. All right, I just ate lunch, so I need to run and put my Invisalign back in and brush my teeth really quick. I'm gonna run a quick ad because I have to take 2 minutes to do that anyways. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We're not done with this deck yet. I just need to put my mouth back together. BRB. Perfect. All right. Everyone type punt while he's gone. Hey, Vershada, thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back. For people that weren't here last week when I was explaining that, I never had braces as a child, and some of my teeth are very crooked, so Twitch chat has finally afforded me enough money to be able to spend several $1,000s to straighten my teeth out. So I am currently wearing pieces of plastic in my mouth that will slowly, over the next year and a half, push my teeth into ideal positions. So when I eat, I need to brush my teeth to put those back in. And normally I just don't eat during like a 7-hour stream, but I'm planning to run long today with some Mythgard at the end, so if I'm gonna be live for more than 7 hours, I need to eat in the middle. I think it's pretty good. Turn 1 thing, turn 2 thing. Turn 2 Oko, dead. Capitalist healthcare working as intended. I mean, my healthcare was kind of crowdfunded in a way. Twitch Prime paid to fix my teeth. And for people that live in other countries, if you want insight into how jacked up the US healthcare system is, I have what's considered very good healthcare in the United States, and correcting my teeth still cost me $3,000 out of pocket. So, you know, and I'm very lucky to be able to afford that at this point in my life. So not complaining, just giving perspective. Aaron, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, dental isn't covered under normal healthcare. We have dental insurance with my wife's healthcare, thankfully, or in addition to her healthcare. No, you can get sick in the US. Just don't be sick and be poor. You can't do both. You have to pick one or the other. Be sick or be poor. Don't do both. And if you get sick, die quick, because otherwise your relatives are going to be saddled with infinite debt. Yeah, so my health insurance covered $1,500. My dental insurance covered $1,500. So it was the whole thing was like $5,000 total. How many trays do I have? 29 is the tray count. Currently on the first ones. Chance for Glory would be lethal here, huh? Oh, this swamp. This swamp is brutal, huh? Alright, so I think we're actually going to be okay here. I'm going to send these here, and I'm going to send this at Sirkin. And then I get to Embercleave this plus Blacklance Paragon it.
Listen to them roar.
I'm watching one of your YouTube videos today and noticed your coffee is for closers reference from Glengarry's Glenn Ross. I always hope to follow a streamer who would make a Glengarry reference, and it turns out it was you. You ever feel like you've created a monster when you're playing against the opponent's deck? Every single time. Despite all the rage, this worked out really good for us. So we kill both of their things and their Sarkin, and we gain a bunch of life here. So we're gonna gain 6 and kill this, and kill both of these. We played a variation of Team or Friends with Spellbreaker at one point.
You think you're a warrior?
Yeah, if Oko's still around on Monday, he should be around for the duration of Standard. Yeah, our Knights grow 2 because they lost 1 from Stormfist Crusader. And then next turn we get to like drop Inspiring Veteran and just jam on them. Should be pretty good. I mean, to be fair, Spellbreaker is pretty good in this matchup.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
The opponent's deck's actually the last standard deck we're going to play today, but we're going to be cheeky, and we're going to play some copies of, what's it called? I'm blanking on its name. What is that card's name? Spark Double. We're going to play some Spark Double. Yeah, we're going to play 3 Spark Doubles today. Gonna finish up on the ladder? Nope. I'm hoping that I don't have to play any more ladder matches this season. Hoping that we're done with ladder matches. Was that 3K all in one shot? I was curious to check would be here in the UK, and it looks like more than half of what you paid after deduction can be paid a bit. I could have financed it, but we ended up paying it in one shot. Like I said, we do have pretty reasonable insurance, thankfully, through Christie's job. So like we have a health savings account that we're able to pay it out of, that we've put money into. What are we cutting for those? I'll show the deck list after we're done with this. If you finance, it's you pay interest basically. When was the last time I played on the ladder? About a week ago. We were 20th on the ladder about a week ago, and we're still 60 something now. Super dead on the opponent's side. 4 Noxious Grasp. Don't mind if I do. As someone who had to have all of his teeth removed because the military wouldn't cover any other options without me paying out of pocket, insurance doesn't exist that covers anything I want done. Yeah, America. Is Rampage good? Like, do I want more? I guess they have a lot of planeswalkers, huh? Maybe I do want more than just 6 ways to kill their stuff. Do I cut Stormfist Crusader on the draw in this matchup? I've been cutting this on the draw in the aggressive matchups, and our opponent's deck is kind of an aggro deck, right? Thanks for the 15 months, Toxic. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hey, DeFreaky, did you see my note on Discord? People were saying the extension wasn't working. It wasn't working on my end, too, on Chrome. You think Weaselback's worse than this? Weaselback can attack through Grazer, at least. I think Weaselback's better against Oko than this is. Looks like a Twitch issue. Okay, I believe that. I appreciate you taking a peek. That's not true, Scribebug. Money that goes into an HSA is money that you just don't get taxed on. So HSAs are still money that I'm paying. It's just like you get a bonus because it's pre-tax money that you put in. That's how HSAs work. So you are incorrect. It is still money that I paid into it. It's money that I paid into it that can explicitly only be used for health purposes. It's not free money that comes with my insurance. We pay into that on top of paying for my insurance. HSA stands for a health savings account. It's basically what I just described. Basically, you can put part of your income into it and not get taxed on that income, but then the money that you put into it can only be spent on healthcare costs. Sometimes your employer puts them in. I don't know if ours does or not. Hers does or not offhand. All right, and we're dead. On to game 3. Game 3 on the play. Your employer pays 100% of it. I know that's not the case for us. We might get some kind of match. I don't know that detail offhand. You think Reggie is good here? Against Oko? I don't think so. It's against Greet. I just lost game 1 to Kiki Cortez-Tron, and I think I should quit Magic. Quitting Magic is an appropriate response to that, speaking as someone who's played a lot of Kiki Cord. So, I want to play Blacklance Paragon this turn, so that way next turn I can go Weaselback plus this potentially. I got you, Squid Squad. No, I think lifelinking for 1 is wrong because of their lava coils. Choices. I want my Weaselback, 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 Weaselback. I want my Weaselback, 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 Weasel. Goblin back ribs. I want my Weasel Goblin back ribs. Barbecue sauce. There's a new one for Marty. Is Marty here? Someone should tell Marty he's got to update the playlist. It's definitely the first time I've sang that one on stream. I would be lying if I didn't say I occasionally sing random one-offs to make Marty add them to the playlist. Yeah, maybe I'm not supposed to play this so I can play around. Well, this works out well. Shouldn't leave your wolf hungry. Your wolf was a hungry boy. Hungry, sad little boy. And all of these attack through Grazer now? That's kind of sick. Yep. Just remember, if you're someone out there if you're someone in the United States and you haven't done much research regarding Medicare for All, the thing that you need to remember is that when you are anti-Medicare for All and pro-private insurance, the thing that you are protecting, the thing that you are defending is million-dollar bonuses and salaries of healthcare CEOs. That's what you're going to bat for. So you should think about that before you try and justify the existing healthcare system in the United States compared to every other major industrialized country that has nationalized healthcare. We said we were going to see how quickly we could 5-0, right? And I think even with the 2-minute break, we're under an hour for this set. This hand is really good and we won the die roll. Completely agree, Smitoga. Completely agree. I really hope Bernie announces a reasonable if Bernie announces a reasonable VP pick before the primary, I will certainly be voting for him, I think. This the Ben Stark list. Not exactly. Ben Stark, none of the Mardu Knights deck at the Mythic Championship were playing this card, and I think that's a mistake. This card has been absurd in all my testing experience. He is still running after the heart attack, which is why who his VP is very important. Warren refuses to admit that taxes will go up to pay for Medicare for All because people are incredibly stupid, and she's very smart and knows that people are incredibly stupid. The reason why all of these debates keep framing the question as will taxes go up is because they are acting in bad faith and they are looking to get the candidates. They are framing the question in that manner purely because they're looking to get a soundbite for the GOP. All right, so I think I just start by playing my land here and then moving to combat and see what happens. Yeah, Buttigieg's, as someone who gave money to Buttigieg this election cycle, after his recent pivot on Medicare for All and the direction which he's been attacking Bernie and Warren on it, I regret that decision, and I've removed him from the list of people that I'm willing to support. All I have to say is, there's a reason why when you go new car shopping, the people trying to sell you a car focus on what your monthly payment is going to be and not what it actually costs you, because they know most people are bad at math. Are they dead? They're like pretty close to dead, right? This deck is so good. What are my feelings / thoughts on Yang? Yang's actually someone else I've given money to because I think his stance on automation is very important and good to have on the stage. I'm not a huge fan of his VAT tax because VAT taxes by definition tend to be regressive, and they tend to, a VAT tax by definition is the weight of it is bore by people who are lower income. I agree with his stance that a super wealthy tax is difficult to implement, but just because it's difficult to implement doesn't mean it's not worth doing. Can they beat a Regisaur? Probably not. They definitely can't beat a Regisaur with an Embercleave on it. We're going to cut Stormfist Crusader against the opponent's deck that wants to draw cards. I think I'm just going to board in, like, a Legion's End here. Maybe I just leave the Chance for Glory, actually. Would you like a Bernie Warren ticket? I think I'd be okay with a Bernie Warren ticket. I don't know if that'll realistically happen, but I'd be okay with that, I think. They're both fairly old, but the probability of something happening naturally to both of them is low. Yeah, I think I'm about where you are, Frags. That's about where I'm sitting. Bernie Warren Yang. Speaking of bad at math, had an opponent at my LG Assault off because they quad blocked my 8-8 with 7-7 dudes and I wiped their board. That's great. This is close. Nah, I think this is just a mulligan. This card's not particularly good in this matchup. I'm going to keep this on the draw because it gets to curve out. So hopefully we just like draw a 1 or a 2 drop on turn 2. Yep. Bernie is incredibly old. That's why, as I mentioned a couple of times, who his running mate is super important to me. As if I don't like Bernie's running mate, I will not vote for him. Just plain and simple. Oh, I've made a huge mistake. Oh, that's embarrassing. This should be a card on my radar. That's unfortunate. So which running mates would I like to see? Someone that's progressive. Bernie's running mate has to be someone that I would be okay with being president, because Bernie's running mate could realistically be president, but it's him having health issues and natural causes. I agree on Yang. I also think Yang appeals to people who voted for Trump more than anybody else up there, because I think there's a lot of people who voted for Trump based purely on the fact that they wanted to vote for someone who wasn't a politician. All right, this Iron Crag Pyromancer is going to be a tough nut to crack, but if anyone can do it, it's this Dino. Let's go. What if we didn't want to play all 3 colors in this deck? What combo you chose? I like just red-black. If you look back on my YouTube channel and my website, there are some red-black Knight variations up there. In fact, I think the Knights deck, the aggro Knights deck on my website is just straight red-black. I would be surprised if Yang accepted a VP slot. From the way he's talked before, it kind of feels to me like he wants an all or nothing. Stormfist Crusader is very good. I don't know. I feel like the Mardu list is a little bit more aggressive, but the mana is also a little bit more shaky. I don't know. This primary is also kind of unprecedented though, Twin. So I feel like using historical references for this primary doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, because there's a lot of things about this that are unprecedented. I think I'm gonna go ahead and peck this one in. Let's win the third game on the play. The aggro motto, chat. Let's win the third game on the play. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. I'm just gonna run it. Yeah, I agree. I will be voting blue regardless, but I'd prefer not Joe Biden. Please, for the love of God, not status quo Joe. I like that Blacklance Paragon makes blocking with their 0-4. Yeah, Joe, nothing will meaningfully change Biden. His quote, not mine. I'd prefer not Klobuchar too. Thank God John Delaney was finally kicked off the debate stage. I was waiting for him to be voted off the island. So there's a chance here that because they passed with Shock Up, I was supposed to just pass here and Paragon on their turn. I think I made a mistake there. They don't have any blue mana. That's sweet. They have a Flame Sweep, though. Flame Sweep would be less sweet. What's your stance on UBI? I think UBI is a very realistic stance. I think one of the things that's really weird to me is that as we progress as like a world and a society and a nation, people should be working less, and tying people's income to how many hours they work per week is silly in the world of productivity that we have today. So I think if you go to most places where people work 9 to 5s, you know people aren't really, they don't need to be there 40 hours a week to do their job. Like their job could be done in less time than that. They're just still there working that much because it's required to get their paycheck. I think after Donald Trump was elected, we should take all of the polls and throw them in the garbage. I think all of the polls and the concept of electability is nonsense. If Trump is electable, anyone's electable. I don't want to pump again there, because if I pump again, my knight dies to their lava coil on their turn. So I'd prefer to not have this die to lava coil. And like, they're far enough behind and this is my only resource, so I'm just not going to get blown out by that. There's no reason to leave myself dead to lava coil. I don't watch Jeff 3 hours a day because I need 8 hours a day to get stuff done. Now, that was a good question. I should have talked about why I wasn't double activating this. Yeah, I agree. I think Joe Biden is this cycle's Hillary Clinton, and that the reason why Trump won the general election is because people didn't want to get out and vote for Hillary. We don't need someone to convert Trump voters. We need someone to encourage people who are otherwise apathetic and feel ignored by the system. For people that are new here, both sides talk is disingenuous and actually pro-GOP talk, and it's not welcome here. The idea that both sides are the same is completely oblivious to facts and reality. And while you're right that there are some Democrats that suck, like Joe Biden kind of sucks, saying that he's the same as Donald Trump and they're all the same is nonsense. That might have been the fastest 5-0 we've ever done. We announced at the start that this might have been the fastest 5-0, and that was really clean. I even took 2 minutes to go brush my teeth and put my Invisalign back into the middle, and we still just like cut through like a hot knife through butter. I don't know that I have anything that I would change here, honestly. I don't know if I believe this sideboard is ideal. The lack of drill bits in the sideboard gives me pause, but if I played this deck against Golos a bunch and concluded I didn't need drill bit, I would accept that. Yeah, and anybody involved that wants to talk politics too, I'm gonna air off of politics because I don't like to be on it constantly. But there's a channel in the subs Discord where we talk about politics all the time. You're always free to share and discuss intelligently there. We did not get to Chance for Glory, anyone. So Chance for Glory here, and I kind of like the idea of this as a cheeky one of, is it's kind of like the 4th Embercleave that doesn't suck to draw with another Embercleave, if that makes sense. So like Embercleave is good in that it like blows people out, but like drawing 2 of them is bad. And like Embercleave with this, they're like certainly just dead, right? And I don't think this card is like a card you ever want to draw 2 of. So like playing a powerful 1 of seems fine. So I think this split is very, very reasonable. Thanks to Freaky. Like I said, if I was gonna play this, I would test the Golos matchup and try and confirm whether or not I need Drill Bit in the sideboard. But honestly, I think I'm gonna replace the Aggro Knights deck on my website, the red-black one, with this, because the red-black build's a little bit more mid-rangey, and this build felt really clean running people down. The 16 1-drops were awesome. Stormfist Crusader here continues to like greatly overperform, which is fantastic. So if you're looking for a sweet, like, just run you down, smork them aggro deck, this would 1000% be my recommendation right now. Hey, Functimus Prime, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate you shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. All right, coming up next, Contender felt good. Contender impulsing felt good a few times. Rodzilla, thanks for continuing your sub gifty. All right, this is one of people's favorites here on the stream. We are gonna wrap up today playing some Temur Oko Friends, which would have been one of my favorite decks so far this season. We're gonna continue testing Mew Yangling, but we're gonna be cheeky today. We're gonna try 3 copies of Spark Double, because what's better than 1 Broco? How about 2 Brocos? What's better than 1 Questing Beast? How about 2 Questing Beasts? All right, I'm gonna run a quick ad break, restart the client, all that jazz. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Thanks everyone for hanging out today.